Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Okay, today we are making these little guys. These are little bottle cap charms, and they were suggested to me by the lovely Bonnie at Bonnie and Clive. She takes great delight in sending me things that nobody knows what to do with, and seeing what I'll do with them. And she sent me a little box full of zipper pulls the other day, and today we have something to do with them. And honestly, I can't take credit for this. I will absolutely give credit to Bonnie because it was her idea. She she said, "Why don't you make little charms with bottle caps out of them?" So that's what I've done. It actually kind of started because I was lamenting on the fact that I have a million teeny tiny screws from computers in my house. Both Bonnie and I used to do assemblage. It was what we did before we found junk journals, and one of the many things we did. And yeah, I still have a lot of stuff, and I have all these tiny little screws, and I also have a lot of jewelry findings as well, broken jewelry and stuff. So I've used a lot of that in these too. But she said, why don't you use little screws, pop them in a bottle cap, and fill them up full of, one of these self-leveling clear mediums. And I just happened to have this glossy accent. You can see my old bottle there. It was so old that I had to cut the nib off to get anything out. So I've used that to glue these zipper pulls in. I put them in yesterday and left them overnight, and it's just easier that way to maneuver all the little things around them. So yeah, I sat there with a bunch of bottle caps and a bunch of little screws and bits of jewelry and arranged them all nicely and put them in, and then cover it up with this glossy accents, and it's as simple as that. Sit and let it dry. It's self-leveling. It all sort of moves down to the bottom and exposes the little bits and pieces to the touch, but keeps them well stuck in, and it dries clear. So yeah, it's perfect. So that's what we're going to do today. I am just going to take these little bottle caps that I've already filled with things, empty them out, and glue all the things back in. So yay. I'll also get a bunch of my screws because, once you start putting things in, you feel like you need more things. So, yeah, all my little bits of broken jewelry are already in here. A lot of screws, a few little springs. Yeah, just any little metally sort of piece of rubbish that I found around ended up getting dumped into these. So, yeah, it's a good way to get rid of little bits and bobs. Now, when I'm gluing these, I like to touch the edge of the bottle cap first, in all those little ridges around the edge. I like to touch each of those just to make sure that you sort of take that sharpness away from it, by having a little bit of glue sort of go right to the edge of the inside of the bottle cap. It will run down the sides and into the bottom, but it just gives you that little bit of protection there. I also like to make sure that my zipper pull is glued down into position so that it hangs properly when it dries, because it's stuck to the edge of the bottle cap. So yeah, they're the only two things, and basically I go around and fill in all the gaps and holes, and I have a pin handy in case I get any bubbles. I just prick a bubble and make it pop. But yeah, you can fill these up quite high. It looks like there's going to be too much and everything's going to be covered, but once it dries, it levels down in amongst everything and exposes all the little pieces so that you can see them, but they are all coated in the glossy accent and very secure inside. So yeah, it's a super simple process. It's just, a bit time consuming. It's a bit fiddly. obviously all the little bits and pieces. They want to come out when you're trying to get the glue in, and yeah, a pair of tweezers would be a great idea to help with this. I have misplaced my tweezers. I don't know where they are. Could not find them for the life of me to do this project. So luckily I have fingernails. I was able to sort of poke things and maneuver things a bit easier with the tip of a fingernail. But yeah, a pair of pointed tweezers would be most helpful with all these little bits and pieces and trying to arrange them the way you want them in a bottle cap. So, but in the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how they're arranged. They just look super cute once they're dry, and you can hang them off your journal as a journal charm. You could even hang them off your handbag, or put a pin on them and pin them on yourself as a brooch. Anywhere you would use a charm, you can use one of these. But they do make really nice spine dangles. So anyway, I'm just going to keep on keeping on. I do apologise for the amount of time my hair makes a cameo in this particular video. It is part of the nature of the project. I needed to sort of get up and close and peer at what I was doing. These things are very small. So yeah, sorry about my head. You could use any sort of self-leveling medium to do this with. I just happen to have glossy accents. It's just one of those things that was floating around my craft room. I thought I would try it. I think Bonnie said she uses something else. I don't know the names of all these things, but yeah, there's plenty of them out on the market. I mean, you might even be able to use something, just a clear glue. I don't really know how that would go, but you could try. Yeah, and just use whatever you've got handy to put inside. I've used some broken jewelry in some of them. You'll notice when I run out of zip pulls, I have used little bits of broken chain. Yeah, you can just loop a little bit of broken chain to the top, and it provides a little loop if you sort of bury that in amongst all your little bits and pieces and pour your glossy accents over it. It's quite well secured. It's not going to go anywhere, and it provides a little loop for you to use to hook your chain, your charm to whatever. So yeah, just use whatever you've got lying around. That's the whole purpose of these. They're a bottle cap full of junk. So don't be limited by anything but your imagination, really. Yeah, they're a lot of fun to make. I really enjoyed making these. I was actually sad I ran out of bottle caps. I don't collect bottle caps. These were just what I could find around the house, which in and of itself, I don't collect bottle caps, yet I could find this many bottle caps floating around my house is testament to my hoarding tendencies, because I don't drink things that come with caps. So so for a person who doesn't collect bottle caps, I sure had a lot. But I'm glad, because I really did enjoy this project. It was a lot of fun, and I think they turned out super cute at the end. You'll see me sort of twisting these around. What I'm doing is picking them up just ever so slightly off of my desk and dropping them, and just turning them as I do that. it's just to make the glossy accents run down between everything and give me an idea of whether I have left any holes. I then period it very closely to see if there's any little bits that didn't get coated, and then add a little bit more if I feel I need to. But yeah, I'm just trying to encourage the glossy accents to run down a bit faster so that I can keep an eye on whether I've covered everything sufficiently. Yeah, it will do it itself eventually, but yeah, I just kind of want to speed it along. It also helps any air bubbles come to the surface, so I can pop those before they sort of start to set and cause an issue. Not that you would even notice, to be honest. If there was an air bubble in here, I don't think you would even notice. But yeah, you get obsessed with these things and have to take care of them. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just sort of tapping it down to encourage it to run down a bit faster so that I can make sure everything's properly secure. Well, although I managed to use up all the bottle caps in my house, I used up nearly nothing as far as little screws are concerned. I used up most of the zipper pulls that Bonnie had sent me, which was nice. But yeah, I think I would have to make 10 trillion of these to use up the screws that are in my house. But anyway, that's another thing. There's a few less than there was when I started. It's amazing how we collect all this junk to do what we do, and then you can't part with it. I could not throw those screws in the bin to save my own life, I don't think. I have piles of them. You can see this little bundle on the desk here. It looks like a weird little chunk of something on the right hand side here. That's all stuck to a very high powered magnet that got pulled out of a computer hard drive. They're very, very good magnets. And I keep those and throw them in with my screws, so all my screws just stick to them so they don't end up everywhere, because they're so tiny and you are forever losing little bits and pieces. So yeah, that's how I store them, in a box with a bunch of these magnets. And just for this project, I just went and grabbed one of the magnets and brought it over to my desk. So yeah, this probably used quite a lot of screws, but made absolutely no impact on the amount that I have. So you're not going to clean up your junk doing these, but they were a lot of fun. I really do suggest that you try this. I really like them. They turned out really cute. They're super effective, and yeah, it's a junk journal. What's better to put on a spine dangle than a pile of junk? Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to leave it here shortly because I made tons of these. and you don't want to sit here and watch me just put glue in bottle caps for another half an hour or an hour or something. So I will cut to the end and leave you with a bunch of photos of them when they were finished and they were still drying, and then once they were all dry, I will take some more photographs and tack that on the end as well. I really do hope you try this. It really was a cool project. I don't know how many times I can tell you it was really a lot of fun before you're sick of hearing me say it. So yeah, go collect some bottle caps and fill them full of junk and glue it down and see what you end up with. Thanks for spending your time with me today, guys. I really do appreciate your company. Yeah, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.